Whoever told you that managing employees is an easy task, that person lied to you. I don't care who that person is, it's a lie. That's the single most difficult thing in entrepreneurship. Today, I'm going to tell you how I control my emotions with my employees. I'll share with you 3 methods I use to calm myself down when I'm getting there. When I just feel like, but first, let me introduce myself. Hello, guys. My name is Anyi. I'm a businesswoman. I live in Douala, and it's stressful. I'm just getting home. It's almost 11:30 p.m. and today was just supposed to be a regular day. I was supposed to be back like 4 hours ago, 3 hours ago. There are just some days when you feel like your employees are working overtime with the enemy to frustrate you. Today was one of those days. I'm tired. Today started early. I had to go to the gym at 6. At that 6 o'clock, we're supposed to have 2 makeup appointments. Two. Joyce and Fanny were supposed to beat those faces. As usual, Joyce got there very early. I'm going to the gym at 6. I said, let me check in. Just for me to check at that 6, as in the clients were supposed to be there at 6. Check at 6. Fanny was not there. No, it was actually 7 p.m. I checked at 7 p.m. They were supposed to have started at 6. So I was just checking like they'll surely be rounding up, or Fanny was not there. Fanny says she overslept. I like it when we are punctual. I cannot stand late coming. Time, like, don't waste my time. I don't waste anybody's time. You cannot waste a client's time. That's our company culture. That's how we function. We are not late. We want OZI to render you a service. We come on time. As a matter of fact, we come early. So how Fanny could muster the courage to sleep? How could she sleep? Until you oversleep. She came like 1.5 hours. In short, the day went well. We even had a training today. I gave my team a lecture on confidence. We had, because every member of the team has a week where they teach everybody something. It could just be anything. Like Sidwan is always teaching us about herbs. Will give us classes on content creation. Mildred taught us about dresses, how to restyle and repurpose dresses. Mabul taught us how to make liquid detergent, how to make bleach, how to cook bongo chobi. Um, we've had quite some interesting classes. So today, this week was mine. I decided to have a class today on confidence, and I'm just trying to tell you that it was a normal day. The day went well. We had a lot of sales. We're even on promotion now, so we had a lot of sales, deliveries. Everything was going well. We had a YouTube video to upload today. We were supposed to be done with that video on Tuesday. He said he would deliver that video on Tuesday. Well, in me, I was just like, there's no rush. We had to upload the video anytime between Tuesday and Friday. So I'm like, fine. I was expecting that video today. So I actually stayed back. We were done by 7, 8 p.m. Actually stayed back because I'm like, okay, as usual, let's just upload overnight so that in the morning we can do the needful. I've checked the video, he has edited, everything is perfect. I've checked. I'm like, okay, time to export the video. Just for you to want to export the video. In fact, he did not say anything. I was watching something on YouTube, just waiting there. That was already like past 11 or past, yeah. Just for me to ask me, like, what's going on? Why is it taking so much time? explained to me that he was trying to export, and since the device didn't have enough space, which is first of all a problem because we have a 1 terabyte hard drive. And I tell you all the time, empty these devices, save things here, create space, because one day, you will regret the action. Today was that one day. So he was trying to export and there wasn't enough space. So I think the transfer was cut short and the video, something happened, distorted somehow. And you've not even understood the worst part. When he was now trying to save the video, or I don't know, reverse the action, was not possible because he had already deleted the original clips. Hey, how can you delete clips? You delete footage of a video that has not yet gone live, it has not gone on air. We have not posted the video. How can you delete clips? Since when? Instead of saving in the hard drive or saving, creating space, like that's like past. Like I said, it was almost 11. So I had been sitting there waiting for him for hours, just to make sure that, okay, let me keep him company. Let's just do this thing and let it be done. Tomorrow we start off a new project. You have come to the end of the project, and this video has been very hard for him to edit because there was so much background sound that he had to eliminate, background music that he had to delete, he had to mute here. Like, he has really put in a lot of effort on this particular video. We are done, and the video is gone. And the original footage, yes, you can retrieve that one. But who has time now to sit and start re-editing that thing? And I have to post. By the time I'm posting this, I don't know if we finally posted that video or we just forgot about the video. Maybe it's a sign, maybe it's just a sign from heaven, like forget about that video. But no, it's an important video. I'm not forgetting about anything. It's just annoying. So when he told me that, I was so shocked and so angry. I can't even remember what I told him. I just said a few things, just making him know, like, man, how could you do that? I've been telling you to transfer these files. I've told you to empty these devices. This is it. Today's happy. This is just the height of it. And I realized that I was getting very angry. And I would have said or done things that I'll not regret later, but it will spoil certain things then. So in that position, I'm like, let me just go. Let me go home. I'll calm down. Although I'm here now ranting, I got home and I'm like, okay, let me just free my mind. Let me talk to you people. Because you're supposed to control your emotions in a professional space or with your employees, with your. I'm talking particularly to business owners. So I don't know about your colleagues and the rest. But when you're a business owner, your employees will try you, they will test you, like they'll push you to your limit. Sometimes you stand at the wall and you're like, ah, Jesus, not me so. They will do things to you, things that you cannot even imagine. You have to control your emotions or your key person. You have to be emotionally intelligent. When you see yourself going to that level, just hold yourself. See, I have to first of all sleep. I think tomorrow or another time, I will just give you people steps you can follow to make sure that you do not lose it emotionally. I'm not saying you should not be upset, or when they do something, you should just be like, no, no, that's not what I'm saying. But once you just feel your temperature rising to a different dimension, because if I stayed in that office, the things I should have told you, oh, Jesus Christ. So it's always, if you cannot leave, I'll leave the space. And in this case, he had to stay back because he still had things to do. So I'm like, you know what, let me just remove myself from this situation. It's going to get very messy. I know myself now. I can really push it to the limit. Which limit? I don't have limits. So normal, so my anger no get limit. So I just try to control myself, and there are certain steps that you should follow if your employees really push you to that level. You don't just have to let go. You not just get for the behave like Chris Woman because say you dey pay people. Nope, that's not how it is. I mean, there are a few times I've gotten there. I remember one time I shot Celia with a bunch of keys and I was going for her head. I shot her with a bunch of keys and she was very lucky. She dodged like a better girl. I'm like, Esh! I miss her. Celia was so terrified that they like, at the level of this. Yes, so sometimes it gets there, but it shouldn't get there normally. And we'll talk about it. But for now, let me sleep first. The day started on a difficult note and it's ending on a difficult note. I just need to pray. Anyways, good night. I think we'll talk later. Let me. Mhm. It gets hectic sometimes, it gets challenging sometimes, emotionally draining. But I think it's important to control your emotions because, I mean, everybody makes mistakes. You too, as a leader, you make mistakes. These are human beings, and I'm not saying I don't do my worst sometimes. I'm very proud of the times when I've done my worst. I'm very proud of myself all the times I've done my worst. I'm not sorry. It's part of my journey, but I'm growing now, and the way I react to situations now is not the way I would have reacted to them 10 years ago, 5 years ago. So let me share this with you. The first thing I do in a heated situation, when I just feel my temperature rising, when my blood starts boiling, I walk away. So I just leave the scene immediately. I already know myself. You need to be self aware to control these situations. You need to know yourself like a book. And I know when I'm getting there. I know the way my body starts reacting when I'm getting really flared up. So I just walk away. And if I'm in a position where I cannot walk away, I tell you to walk away. So somebody has to leave the scene. Because if nobody leaves the scene, I know myself, in 2 seconds, it can get really messy. So I just walk away and cool off, you know, let the temperature, let everybody. So when I walk away, most times I walk away, I go to my office, or I may leave the office, I go back home, or I just go out. If I go to my office or anywhere else, the second thing I do is I write. That's my own method. So instead of just reacting to the situation immediately, I take out my notebook. I always have my books. I start writing out what I'm feeling or what has happened or all the insults I wanted to give you. I'll write them down there. So I write everything down. I try to analyze the situation. Then I get very rational because usually at work, all I need is solutions. No matter how much I have to scream or do this or do that, at the end of the day, we need a solution. So I just start writing down what exactly the problem is, what may have caused it, and what can be the possible solution. What I'm expecting from this person, what's pissing me off, what do I need to do? Do I need to fire you? Do we need to look into it? Do we need to, like, I just think of all the solutions rationally. I take my time, I write them down. In that moment too, I'm writing down the things I would want to tell you in a civil way. Because if I just tell you what I want to tell you in that moment, you may never come back. I take my time and I write down everything I have to tell you or everything I would want for us to address. Were you rude? I would have to make you understand how I feel about whatever. So, in fact, I write down my thoughts and what I think the possible solution can be. The third thing I do in these situations, after I've calmed down, I've written, I'll call you out. And at that moment, we have to talk. So the third thing I do is to talk to you. So when I'm calm, I'll call you. We need to have a meeting. We need to have a talk, a private talk. At that point, nobody's listening. It's just two of us. Sometimes I'll even tell you to close my door. Or if it's not that deep, we'll just talk about it. So we will not just talk in disorder. I try to start with praises or with something positive. No matter how upset I am, I may just be like, oh, you look good today, or I like your t shirt, or the way you did that thing was nice, or I appreciate the fact that you're making an effort, or I see you've been working really hard this week. I start with at least a positive line or a positive take. Then I'll be like, but I think there's something you can do better. The way you spoke yesterday, I don't think it's proper. Maybe next time, if you're feeling like this, you can handle it like this. Because when you do this, this is how it makes me feel, and this is how I can react. If I react like this, we may just spoil everything, you see. So I'm very, at that time, I'm not political, but I'm just, well, kind of political. I'm just being very professional, really calm. And I think that's what leadership is all about at the end of the day. I'm just being emotionally intelligent in that moment because without that, you would just be a failed leader. I tell you the consequences of your mistake, what would happen, how the business would suffer. I just make it clear to you without emotions at that point. Like, I've set all the emotions aside and I'm just putting the cards on the table to you, like, okay, maybe if you do this again, and I try for us to get to a solution because at the end of the day, I'm solution driven. I just want a solution. I make it clear to you, if this thing has to happen again, this is what will happen. Maybe you'll be fired next week. Maybe I cannot take it in that moment, even, and this is what will happen because of this. Or I may ask you, how do you think we can move on from this mistake you've made? Are you going to fix it like this? Or are you taking more time next week? Are you staying back late to fix it? We need to find a solution. And after all that talk, when I'm sure that you've understood me, and I don't even seek to understand you in that moment because guess what? You pissed me off. That's not the that's not the moment for you to talk. You just listen to what I want to say. I'm trying not to shout. So just listen to what I want to say. If another time I'm seeking your opinion, I would ask you. But in that moment, I'm upset. So I'm just trying to pass the message across, but I want to do it in a calm and peaceful way. So you just listen. Don't try to defend yourself. Don't just calm down and listen to me. So when you've understood my point and we have found a solution, I usually like to end it in praise. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad you've understood, or not, but you're doing well. It's just that today you messed up, or I just like I sandwich it. It's like a burger. So I start with praise. I tell you what's up, then I end with praise. I just sandwich the problem in between, so you don't just go back feeling really low. If you're feeling low, it's your problem. It's just your conscience as me not saying you. But on my own part, I know that okay, I've delivered my message and we're good. Every time I end a talk with someone, I make sure we don't end on bad terms. Like, we're good. I'm fine. We're good. It's just work. It's not personal. It's not about you, the person. I always make this clear. It's not about you, the person. It's about work. So it's not personal. It's not you who has done something to me. It's just my employee who has done something to their employer. So it's about work. After that, we can even drink something or eat something together or laugh together. But I usually just want the message to be passed across and for you to know that it's not personal, it's work, and for my emotions not to fly left and right. Because at the end of the day, I realized that it was just harming me. Yes, these things make employees feel bad, but I just realized that it was taking a toll on me. It was hurting me. It was harming me because I used to be very. I've done things. I don't like. I've done things, and honestly, I don't regret anything I've done or anything I'm going to do because I'm not saying I'm perfect. Sometimes I still snap. I don't regret any of those. Like I said, it's my journey. That's what it is. But ideally, 95% of the time, this is how I handle the situations. But sometimes it goes left. So when you handle like this, work can go well. Just try to handle your emotions. If you're an employer, try to learn a thing or two about emotional intelligence. You need to control your emotions if you want to be a good leader. I hope this has been clear. If you liked or learned anything, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. It's a new baby channel, and every subscription, every like, every comment does a whole lot for me. And I'm really grateful for all the support so far. If you want to keep getting gems on entrepreneurship, life, and personal development in general, please make sure you subscribe. And if you have any other thing to contribute, maybe you have something to tell us about how to control your emotions at work, maybe amongst colleagues. I've never been a colleague per se. I can only talk for employers. So if you want to tell us how colleagues can control their emotions or anything related to the topic, please drop a comment and let's have a conversation. Thank you for watching and keep winning.